Hello everyone, I am PyroFalkon and this is Monster Rancher 4. We're in the Toggle Caves looking for healing mushrooms. So at the end of the last episode, Digital Elixir sent me an AMA. And the question is, here's a good topic, random battles versus enemies on screen. My initial interpretation of the question was asking about random battles in general and grinding versus static enemies that are already there. But Digital Elixir's question might just refer to the design of, do you want to see random enemies like, say, Monster Rancher 4 here? Or do you want the enemies to appear on screen so you aren't, well, so you're not disoriented when you come back from the screen? Which is why I think there are multiple interpretations to that question. So, because, and I mentioned Yakuza at the end of the last episode, Yakuza is a game that has random battles, and the enemies are on screen, because you're just walking around, and when you get into a fight, you just fight wherever you happen to meet. So, you can have both. When it comes to RPGs, though, ooh, Ash Girl got Sniper, which I believe just ups her accuracy for everything, doesn't it? Oh, throwing or shooting moves. Okay, so that probably includes Starlight. Oh, that's excellent. Anyway. So, I don't think it is necessarily bad game design to have enemies show up randomly and you're taken to a separate screen like this very thing that is happening right now. Great timing on that. I don't believe that's necessarily bad. Certainly it is a product of its time with older games. And if you have to do it that way, fine. You don't always have the room to not do it that way. For example, here, if I get into a fight right next to the waterfall, and, you know, does that mean an enemy has to spawn inside the waterfall? Like, it's just kind of weird. You know, whatever. I don't think it's necessarily bad. I do think that older RPGs suffered from this because it would be too easy to get turned around. Exploration is fine, but there are many times in, say, even Final Fantasy VI, my favorite game of all time, if I'm walking around and I get pulled into a battle and the battle happened to last a while, or it's really complicated, or something weird is happening, then by the time I'm out of it, I may have forgotten completely what I was doing. That happened today, too. The Akamura and I recorded some episodes of Earthbound, and I got into a fight in a particular dungeon, and when I got pulled out of it, once it was over, I completely forgot which way I was going, what I was trying to accomplish. It was just kind of a mess. So I think nowadays that doesn't happen as often because JRPGs, as we grew up with them, are not really that done anymore unless you go to, like, RPG Maker. Most major RPGs now, the battles are in line with whatever else is going on. For example, The Witcher 3, Skyrim. I mean, the combat is part of the world. Just both entities happen to be there at the same time, and then they start beating the crap out of each other. I think I prefer that when exploring just because I don't get turned around so easily. But that is a personal problem. I don't really care. It's not that big of a deal. It doesn't break my immersion that much, I don't think. I mean, I certainly do feel it's more immersive and organic to have a fight within the same world without a transitioning screen or anything like that, but it's not necessarily a deal breaker. So, I mean, it is what it is. And you know, there's positives and negatives to both. I think in general now, because I like faster games, I prefer it all in line. But it doesn't really matter. So, okay, so that's that one. Our next question comes from... Oh, God! That's what happens when I don't pause. It comes from Cobalt Cody. Come on, Eva, get him. Thank you. Who asks me? I have a question. Have you ever played the Monster Rancher card game? Also on the topic of card games, have you played any other card games? I played the 3 major ones growing up. I have not. Well, in general, I have not. I have not played any physical card game of a collectible nature. I'm trying to think if I ever have. Like, I'm really trying, because I know I had a Magic the Gathering starter deck. And I know I had a Pokemon trading card game starter deck. And I had a SimCity trading card game starter deck. Yes, that was a thing. I think that's all I had, but no, I never played them. When I was a kid, such nerdy things were considered verboten and would get me bullied, so I definitely didn't admit I had anything. And no one in my school admitted that either, so I do remember I got some... I think my friend Chris was a big Magic the Gathering player, so I got a starter deck, but we never played together. It was more like I just, I think I just kind of compared the artwork, and then that was it. Like, I like the artwork. Now, I have played it, I have played Magic the Gathering digitally a couple times in a few different ways, and I have played the Pokemon trading card game, Game Boy Color game, and owned it. That was a trip, because that isn't a greatly present, that isn't a great game in its presentation. It's alright, but it's not super good. Anyway, so I played those two. I have definitely not played the Monster Rancher card game because, and I know I haven't, because I didn't even know that was a thing until one of my episodes, and I don't remember which run I was on. It may have been Monster Rancher 3, and someone asked, hey, are you going to play the Game Boy Advance Monster Rancher card game? And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? I didn't realize Monster Rancher was on anything other than the PlayStation 1 or 2. So that was a fun surprise. I still haven't played it yet, and I did plan on playing it for the channel. I just don't know when I will or if I will. But it's something I am interested in doing in the macro. I would just have to find the time and such. I want to try out some of her other moves while I'm here. What is Milky Way? That's not the direction I meant to spin the panels. What? Would you stop? Would you stop trying to stab me? And let me stab you, you dick? Well, that's not good. Push his ass away. There you go. Try the Star Shower. I think I just killed a man. Good job, Eva Marie. Anyway, I don't find too much fun in them. That, and again, it's only opinion. It's nothing against the franchise. I find, for example, Magic the Gathering kind of difficult to wrap my head around. I'm sure if I practiced enough, it would be fine. I don't think it's like some sort of insanely complicated thing. But I've just never really had the interest, and I don't know why. I know in the real world, I kind of shirk away from things that require a lot of money. I mean, part of it is I'm cheap. I mean, just in general. But I am also not exactly a rich person. So for Magic the Gathering, especially, you really need to keep up with the cards in order to have a chance at any sort of competitive level. And I just never really cared for that. I in general, I don't care for games where I'm against somebody. I'm not a competitive person, just in general. Against the AI is another matter. I've always been a PvE kind of guy, player versus environment kind of guy. So, wow. Damn, nice job. But then when you throw in what is essentially real-life DLC on top of it, I'm really not a fan. It's fine, and again, no judgment. If that's what you want to spend your money on, who the hell am I to dictate that? You do you, man. My mom is into genealogy, and that shit is gonna bore me to death, so it's fine. Hobbies are hobbies. You should unapologetically like your hobbies. But yeah, I think it would also be different if I had friends who played, because aside from Chris, none of my friends gave a shit. Most of them didn't even know what they were, what the trading card games were. As I got older, Yoshi, my other friend, who I've done some videos with, and started the channel with, honestly, he played Magic the Gathering, and we played a lot of Magic the Gathering online, either against each other or in teams with something of the Planewalkers. I forget the name of it. It was an Xbox 360 game, but I wasn't very good at it, and because I don't know much about it, I don't know how to build a deck. And again, all of these problems are easily overcome. Like, it's no problem to read up a strategy, watch some tutorial videos, do some practice matches, you know, the whole thing. I just don't really have an interest in it. But I'm definitely willing to try the digital version of the Monster Rancher card game. The mushrooms were around here somewhere. Huh? What is it? I hear the voice of a monster. It's saying, "Be gone from my territory." Something's headed this way. Watch out, Rio. I love how half of Pyro's dialogue is, "Get back, Rio! Watch out, Rio! Let me take care of this, Rio!" Oh, God. Oh, good job, Eva. Oh, he's still an E-class. This is going to be a pushover. Okay. Wow. That does a massive amount of guts damage. I didn't catch just how much guts damage that does. That could easily keep a monster in check in a tournament, especially since they usually start with 50 guts rather than the full 99. Wow. Okay. We can do some damage. Wow, that was a real tough one. Was it? Was it me? Were you paying attention? Oh, look, Pyro. Over there, the mushroom. You're right. That must be the healing mushroom. How would you know? Rio, I can't believe you remembered this. Yeah. If I see something once, I rarely forget it. That's why, when I picked up the Gaia Stone and saw the vision, I felt like I'd seen it before. Oh, come on, let's go home. We've got to give this to Morrow. Yes, that's right. Oh, geez. Ash Girl, you have earned a day off. Ooh, boy. Let's see. Did I finish that topic? Basically, I wouldn't be against it if someone would... I wouldn't be against playing those card games if someone was there to kind of show me the ropes. I guess that's it. There was a Game Grumps episode where Ego Raptor mentioned that he comprised 2 decks that were relatively balanced, and he and his wife would play a game and then swap them and then play another game and repeat. And that's cool. I could see that if someone like made 2 decently powered decks and we swapped every other match or whatever and just kind of tested each other. That'd be kind of fun. But I don't know anybody around here who's like that, unfortunately. So it is what it is. One of our mods, Squirrel Hog, he is collecting Pokemon cards, but he does it to collect Pokemon cards. It's not for the sake of for the game. So, it is what it is. But I'm fine with it. I have plenty to keep me occupied that costs money. Philia, we found some healing mushrooms. Didn't know what voice to use for a second. Here they are. Thanks so much, Pyro. I'll make some medicine from them right away. Okay, bye. You are too kind, Pyro. My back feels just great. Yes, I have something to give you today. Here you are. A letter from Mr. Carnib? What? You mean the Fimba president, Carnib? Precisely. Carnib is an old friend of mine, and I told him about you. Really? Well, let's see. Dear Pyro, I heard about you from Morrow, and you sound like a truly admirable lad. And an excellent fighter. If anybody deserves a breeder's license, it's you. But the real world is not a simple place, so listen to my proposal. First, I must ask you a favor. Have you heard of the Kalaragi jungle? Well, it's a very odd place. The jungle is littered with these gadget thingies. Good technical terms. Well, it's more like junk. And I want to investigate them. So, would you please retrieve the junk? Then if you pass a little test, I'll give you your license. So what do you think? Sound good to you? Hard to believe he's a high-ranking association member. Well, how about it, Pyro? Are you ready to take on the challenge? Of course. Well then, it's off to the Kalaragi jungle. Hooray! Time to go home first, though, because that's what we got to do. Need to get my ladies back in shape, too. They really probably could use a rest. So, this is Pyro's ranch, Okay, here I go. Hello there! Philia, what are you doing? Oh, Rio. Sorry, I know that sounded stuttered. I had like 4 jokes that just crossed my mind, and my brain filter caught every single one of them. Just like, nope, can't say that. Let's just move on. I wanted to thank you for the other day, so... Oh, shoot, you don't have to thank us. No, I do! And about the battles in Ruin, you better learn new battle techniques. If you don't learn counters, you'll have a hard time of it. I wanted to warn you, Pyro. Counters? What kind of an ability is that? Okay, this is tutorial, so I'm skipping this nonsense. So the TLDR of a counter is... I'm sorry. Thanks? Well, phooey. You get away from him, girl. Huh? TT? You came all this way? Jeez, lay off and go home. Ah! You sure are charming. You must think you're king of the world. I mean, yes. Well, today, I'll show you who's the real boss around here, Sasha Banks. Get your pesky assistant and prepare yourselves. Oh boy. Well, okay, let's make it a tag battle then. Let's see what you got, TT. So, a counter is basically a glorified way of exchanging your evasion rate with... Whoa. What? Oh. Oh, this is more tutorials teaching me tag battles. So... For me, with counters, it comes down to pure hardcore math. Essentially, if you attempt a counter, then what you're doing is you're trading your evasion rate for a 33% chance to dodge. Because if you attempt a counter and miss, you are guaranteed to be struck. So... often for me, I like having my monsters have so much speed that it's better to just let the attack go off and hope that my my dodge rate is going to counter it. If an enemy has less than a 66% chance to hit you, it's better to just let your skill try rather than attempting to counter. So, you're not going to see me do too many counters. Why, you have the nerve to use combinations on me? This is just the pits. I'm going home. Counters and tag moves. This is cool. Thanks, Philia. I love how we just don't even acknowledge TT was here at all. Not at all. I'm glad you like them. I'll see you around, Pyro. Best of luck. Yeah, I don't need luck. I'm Pyro flippin' Falcon. I'm good at what I do. Alright, you rest. You don't rest. You were working on your life. You rest, but we're still doing an adventure. Although since we have 1:10 left, I'm gonna wait until the next week. Oh, Ash Girl, do better. Yeah, so you're not gonna see me do too many counters just because... Why? I'd rather get everybody's speed up so high that the enemy only has like a 10% chance of hitting me anyway. Always hit, never be hit, and then you don't even have to worry about the counter system. If you get countered, that's a problem, and there are... it really seems to me like if you spam the same button repeatedly, then the AI will try that button. It seems fair, so... whatever, I guess. I don't know. We'll deal with it as it comes. But for now, I'm out of time for this episode, so in the next one, we are going to hit up the Kalaragi jungle. I'll answer some more AMA questions, and we will try to find... We're gonna grab Carneb's junk. Look, man, was I supposed to just ignore that and say nothing? What do you mean, yes? But whatever. Thank you all very much for watching. I will see you again tomorrow for another episode.